2 Chronicles 31. After the Passover celebration, they all took off for the cities of Judah and smashed the phallic stone monuments. They chopped down the sacred Asherah groves, and they demolished the neighborhood sex and religion shrines and local god shops. They didn't stop until they had been all through Judah, Benjamin, Ephraim, and Manasseh, and then they all went back home and resumed their everyday lives. Hezekiah organized the groups of priests and Levites for their respective tasks, handing out job descriptions for conducting the services of worship, making the various offerings, and making sure that thanks and praise took place wherever and whenever God was worshipped. He also designated his personal contribution for the whole burnt offerings, for the morning and evening worship, for Sabbaths, for new moon festivals, and for the special worship days set down in the revelation of God. In addition, he asked the people who lived in Jerusalem to be responsible for providing for the priests and Levites, so they, without distraction or concern, could give themselves totally to the revelation of God. As soon as Hezekiah's orders had gone out, the Israelites responded generously. First fruits of the grain harvest, new wine, oil, honey, everything they grew. They didn't hold back, turning over a tithe of everything. They also brought in a tithe of their cattle, sheep, and anything that they owned that had been dedicated to God. Everything was sorted and piled in mounds. They started doing this in the 3rd month and didn't finish until the 7th month. When Hezekiah and his leaders came and saw the extent of the mounds of gifts, they praised God and commended God's people, Israel. Hezekiah then consulted the priests and Levites on how to handle the abundance of offerings. Azariah, chief priest of the family of Zadok, answered, "From the moment of this huge outpouring of gifts to the temple of God, there's been plenty to eat for everyone with food left over. God has blessed his people. Just look at the evidence." Hezekiah then ordered storerooms to be prepared in the temple of God. When they were ready, they brought in all the offerings of tithes and sacred gifts. They put Conaniah the Levite in charge with his brother Shimei as assistant. Jael, Azaziah, Nathath, Asahel, Jeremoth, Jozabad, Eliel, Ismachiah, Mahath, and Benaniah were project managers under the direction of Conaniah and Shimei. Carrying out the orders of King Hezekiah and Azariah, the chief priest of the temple of God, Kor, son of Imnah the Levite, security guard of the east gate, was in charge of the freewill offerings of God and responsible for distributing the offerings and sacred gifts. Faithful support out in the priestly cities was provided by Eden, Miniamin, Jeshua, Shemaiah, Amariah, and Shechaniah. They were even-handed in their distributions to their co-workers. They were all males, 30 years and older, in each of their respective divisions as they enter the temple of God each day to do their assigned work. Their work was all organized by divisions. The divisions comprised officially registered priests by family and Levites 20 years and older by job description. The official family tree included everyone in the entire congregation, their small children, wives, sons, and daughters. The passionate dedication they showed in bringing themselves and their gifts to worship was total. No one was left out. The Aaronites, the priests who lived out on the pastures that belonged to the priest cities, had reputable men on hand to distribute regular rations to every priest, everyone listed in the official family tree of the Levites. Hezekiah carried out this work and kept it up everywhere in Judah. He was the very best, good, right, and true before his God. Everything that he took up, whether it had to do with worship in God's temple or the carrying out of God's laws and commandments, he did it well in a spirit of prayerful worship. He was a great success.